if the thing about fighters is...
No, I know that stuff, but
yeah.
I'm talking about, like, for recovery and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He looks great. The new shit they're doing in training with people is just, you know, I go to basketball games, I told you. I see those athletes. That Jason kid from fucking Boston, dog, when he goes to the basket, you're not stopping him. It's unreal how quick he is. When you're watching, and he's 6'6". These guys are super fucking athletes.
Well, it's like everything else, Joey. They get a chance to see the people before them, and then they get better. They get better than those people. Like every sport, if you go in, there's always going to be the few outliers, like Muhammad Ali. If you took Muhammad Ali from 1967 and brought him to the heavyweight division today, he'd be fucking people up. They wouldn't know what to do with him. There's so many fighters he would fuck up. But he's just a complete outlier. But, and you know, there's other, like Michael Jordan, complete outlier. Any generation you put him in, he's going to fuck people up. Larry Bird, complete outlier. Any generation, he's going to score from the court. But if you get the overall, the athletes, like UFC today is the best example of it, because it's one of the clearest. You could go to 93, 2024, and you see this massive evolution.
Massive.
You see these people that are fighting on the undercards of these fight cards, like the UFC fight cards, the fight night cards, the smaller cards they do at the Apex Center. You're seeing world championship caliber fighters from 10 years ago. Like they would probably beat a lot of world champions, and this is their UFC debut. That's how good these guys are.
Oh, they've evolved a lot. Everything has evolved a lot. Everything. Bro. It's amazing. It's amazing, the training, when you look at them.
Did you see this past fight night, this last weekend, with Rose Namajunas?
No.
In the undercard, this kid, Cameron Simon, who's like one of the best guys at 135, very slick striker, South African kid, like very tough, very good kid. He fought this dude, Peyton Talbot, and I'd never seen this guy fight before. This kid is a motherfucker, dude. He's so good. He's 25 years old. He's fought like once, I think, in the UFC and once in the Contender Series. And this is my first time watching him. And I was like, Jesus Christ, man. He's so fucking
now
good.
They're doing this since they're 12. Mm-hmm. Now they're doing this since they're 12, and they're dedicated to MMA. There's MMA classes.
See if we can find that knockout. See if they find the knee he would have hit him with in the first round. Like in the beginning of the fight, he was fucking him up.
I think everything has a window. Like that's what we were getting to. Like especially with the UFC, it's when you get to the UFC, you have to give yourself a window. Because after a while, that's the thing about fighting. It'll go on forever.
Yeah, there's very few guys that are like Jim Miller. Jim Miller's still fighting at a world-class level.
Brad Tavares can still knock you the fuck out.
Oh, Brad Tavares.
That's a strong
He just beat Chris Weidman.
I love
and he
Brad.
Looked fantastic.
He looked fantastic.
Yeah. Tavares.
That was with the leg kicks, right? He was kicking him.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Kicking the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And just looked slick. Looked very good.
I mean,
very
guys,
good with his stand-up.
But now you got these guys. Remember, these guys got into it in 18 when they got out of college. They were wrestlers. These kids, you're
Brad
putting
is young, man. That's the thing you got to realize about Brad. Brad was thrown to the lion's den when he was like in his early 20s. I think Brad Tavares.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's only 33.
Yeah, he's a kid.
He's been around forever. He fought Yoel back in the day. Yeah, he's fought a lot of fucking people.
A lot of people, man.
Yeah.
So those guys come one in a dozen. You know, longevity.
Right.
You know.
Yeah,
so,
Jim Miller's the most extreme example of it. He fought in UFC 100, fought UFC 200, and he's going to fight in UFC 300. Like, what the fuck, dude? And he looked awesome.
And he still teaches.
Yeah. Well, no, he doesn't do that anymore. That's also what's helped him a lot. He sold his gym.
Okay.
It was too much. He explained it when he came on the podcast. He's like, it's just too much work. You're dealing with so many different things. And so now that he could just like concentrate on just his camps and get ready, it's like, it's much better. He probably still teaches some classes. I think he enjoys teaching. I think running the gym was the real problem.
It's a lot of work, man.
I think I'm correct.
A lot of come and go in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Also, you're dealing with personality issues, and if you run a business, you have to deal with people that are arguing with other people there. And you're like, oh God. And then this guy might be stealing money, or this guy might be doing something he's not supposed to be doing. He said he was doing this, but he's doing that. He's trying to cut corners, and like, fuck. And you have to deal with this and that. And that
in the business,
this.
you have to be there. And these martial artists that open up these schools and open up like a chain of them, and they're never at one of them. You never know what's going on. You never know.
Yeah, you'd have to really trust the people that are running that school for you. They'd have to be like really well trained and a part of your family. You know, you could pull it off. Like the Machados have done that. Machados have had various Machado satellite schools that are owned by Jean-Jacques black belts, and they're always great.
They're great.
They're always great.
John Jock is on a different level.
Yeah.
And by me, I have the Gracies. and they got it down to a science.
Yeah.
They really, I was talking to Rallo the other day, and we were just talking. I go, Rallo, think what's around me. I got Tom. I got the silver fox. I got what's his name is an hour from me, Ricardo Almeida.
Yeah.
I got all those guys right there. We were talking about it. He's like, you're in heaven there.
It's a great jiu-jitsu environment.
It's a beautiful fucking, and it's all Henzo. Henzo, all those black belts, the silver fox, fucking.
Henzo's got an empire.
A fucking empire.
He's got guys in L.A. He's got guys here. He's got guys everywhere. He's got schools everywhere.
He's got the school in Brooklyn now.
And they're all great. They're all great. You always hear great things about
Dog,
all of his schools.
listen, my lunchtime guy, he just took second in the Pan Ams.
That's wild.
He's great. He's great.
And he's the guy that teaches the lunchtime classes?
Yeah, he's great.
That's
He's
awesome.
like a baby. You throw like a baby. I love him. And he's changed the class, But what my point was that in 2 years that I've been there, the lunchtime class, it's a whole new set of people every 90 days. You still got a couple brown belts that are older, they come. But it's a never-ending door. 4 people sign up, 4 people quit. 3 people, it's one of those things.
Right.
And once you get the blue belt, they disappear.
Some of them do, yeah.
No, a high percentage of it.
Yeah, what is the number of people that go past blue belt? It seems like they get happy that they have a little something, a little kind of a belt, and then they keep going.
And it's, but
it's hard, though. You get injured, and you have to learn how to roll correctly. Like where you got to tap. Tapping's important. You got to tap to save your body. Too many people fight out of shit that you shouldn't fight out of. Just learn how to not be in there. This is it.